Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Zoe and I'm back with a new YouTube video, and in today's video, as the title says, I am going to be doing a story time. A little sensitive story time that I've been wanting to do for the longest time, but I just felt like I wasn't like ready, but now I kind of am ready to share it and stuff. So as the title says, I'm going to be sharing a story on. As the title says, I'm going to be sharing my story on how I lost my virginity and stuff, and how I healed from the whole thing and everything. So basically, this event transpired in 2016 when I was 16. That's when my cherry was popped, deflowered. So basically this happened in 2016 and I was in my final year of high school. As per usual, that's when everything just goes sideways. So what had happened was, so I'm just going to talk about how I met the guy, how the whole thing happened, how we broke up, and then how I healed, right? So we were having this school final year dance. It's called prom, leavers dance. Like when you're finishing high school, it's kind of like your last formal night together and everything. So that's what we're having. And I met this guy who was our DJ at that night. He was supposed to be the DJ that night. He was the DJ that night. So we're basically dancing, having a good time. He was giving us vibes. He was good at what he was doing. And then occasionally I would catch him looking at me, like throwing me eye, like, you know, and then I would front back because I was like 16 guys and I was just like a nuthead then. So we're just flirting. He was giving me eyes, I was giving him eyes, I was serving him looks, you know. And then at the end of the night we exchanged numbers. He took my number, I took his number and everything. Then we started talking. This is where it all goes wrong. This is where it goes wrong. And we started talking, we got close because we talked literally every other night. I became so attached to him and everything, and I would share everything with him. I would tell him how my day was, how school was. Sometimes when I tell him that school was stressful, he would come pick me up in school because he was a college kid. He was 23, I was 17. He would come pick me up in school with his car and he would take me to his friends and we would chill with his friends. We would smoke there. And that's how I started smoking, because he used to smoke with his friends and I wanted to be like, I didn't want to be that girl who didn't want to be like part of the crowd. So I started smoking. That's how I started smoking. So and then time went on and then like a month or two later, he invited me to his house. The first time I went to his house, like I genuinely like had been doing like a lot of sexual stuff and everything, but then I never thought that I would have sex. Like I knew sex was wrong and I didn't want to have it. I really didn't want to, but I just was like, it's never gonna happen, you know. But I was begging wrong. I was wrong. Like I was so wrong, because I went to his house that day. We were chilling. He made us watch this romantic, this rom-com. I think it's called Best Friends or something, or Friends with Benefits, those kind of movies. And then you know how it goes. Like he waited for the kissing scene, and then he's like kissing me. He was kissing my neck, kissing my shoulders, and I was, like I said, I was 16 and I had been like doing all this sexual stuff. Like I would do everything but not go all the way. Like I would kiss, whatever, dry humping, everything, but not have sex. Sex was like a no. That's how I even broke up with my previous boyfriend, the first boyfriend I ever had. We broke up because he wanted us to have sex. So I was sure, couldn't know. Like if he does it, this is not gonna happen. Like I'm the girl. It's just not gonna happen. I was just so sure. And I remember my friends telling me that day that don't go to this guy's house, whatever. Anyways, me being me, I didn't listen and I went. And then then he started kissing my shoulders, started kissing me, touching me, and then I was wearing a skirt that day, so it was like easy, whatever, for whatever he wanted to do. I'm sure when he saw me, he's like, you know. So I cannot say that and then this happened, this I don't remember. The next thing I remember is I was lying on the bed and then he started playing this funny song by DJ Khaled. I think it's I'm the One or something like that. Chiki 1 2 guys, 1 2 1 2. It happened. Like the finesse was unreal. Anyways, then I lost my virginity that day, and then I was so sad, guys. Like I was really heartbroken. And I watched this video that Mpumile posted recently. She was talking about how dating now almost broke her and everything, and it was when I watched that video that I realized that as much as it did not look like rape, was actually rape, because I didn't say yes to it. Like, he didn't ask me if this was what I wanted, and I was 16. Like, I was 16, he was 23. I feel like the least he could have done was, are you ready to do this? Like, guys, I was just numb. I didn't say no, I didn't say yes, I didn't talk. Like, when I saw that I was about to have sex, I was just, my body, I'm not gonna lie and say my body was against it or whatever. My body was saying yes, but my mind was like, I don't want to do this, but I couldn't say it. I don't know why. I was just there looking at him do his thing, and he did, and that's just how everything happened. So, and then moving on, after that, I had sex with him consecutively, like so many times, and I became so attached to him, and that's because like I lost my virginity to him, you know. So I became really, really bonded to him, and honestly, to be very honest, the guy was not that down for me. Like, it was great sex and that was it for him, but for me it was like, it's the person I've lost my virginity to. This is someone that I really, really love. This is someone that I'm attached to, you know. My heart is here, literally. Like, having sex is the biggest form of bond. Like, you can bond emotionally, physically, but once you have sex, you're down for. And so that's what happened. Like, I caught mad feelings for him and everything, and even though I knew what I was doing, I hadn't even given my life to Christ then, but then I knew what I was doing was wrong, but then my body and the physical satisfaction that came from having sex was just too much. It would overpower what I was feeling. So over time, I learned how to suppress my feelings and, like, you know, go with the flow. Whenever he'd say, come over, I miss you, I would go and stuff. And sometimes I'd be the one, I'm not even trying to be like I was the saint here, I would be the one to say, oh, I miss you, I want to come over. And that's not like miss you, I want to talk, because we literally, if I asked that guy my middle name, he wouldn't know. That's how much I didn't know him. But then I was just so attached to him, and I felt complete every time I was with him and everything. And yeah, so, and then we moved to a different city and everything. That's how we broke up, because my parents relocated and then we had to move and everything. So that's even then, when I would visit him, when I would visit the city, because most of my friends were in that city, in the capital city. When let me just put it out there. When GC, we relocated to my own. So whenever I go to GC to see my friends, I would see him too. But then over time, the more time I spent away from him, the more I realized that this guy would literally text me one day before I come to the city so we could link up and have sex or whatever. And there's this one day, I'm not gonna mention his name, and if he wants to come and track me here, whatever. So there's this one time I went to visit him. I hadn't seen him in a really, 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 really long time. And when I got to his house, like, I don't know why I went there, but I had made up my mind. I was like, I'm not gonna have sex with this guy ever again in my life, ever, you know. So I went over to his house, and, you know, we're talking, we're catching up. I hadn't seen him in a while. Not that we had anything to catch up on anyways, but yeah. So jiggy, he starts touching me, we should say, says all shallow one. So he did in no ways, and he was becoming low-key forceful. Guys, say, I see God's hand in my life every single time I look back at my past and the way I used to behave. Like, I know that day I could have been raped. I don't even know. Like, we're even locked in the house and he removed the key from the door. And we're like this close to having sex, and I was like, no, it's not happening. And then he just started telling me about his personal issues, that he's really sorry for everything that's happened between us. And I was just not having it. I was like, I'm done with this, because this guy is just out to hurt me. And even though he may not say it, but his actions are, that's what's happening, you know. So basically that's what happened. And then moving here for university, when I gave my life to Christ, first of all, I had to stop wanting to be involved with a guy at every single point of my life, because that had become like my routine. At every single point, I made sure that there was a guy in my life. I couldn't be alone. Like, even if it's not physical, even if we're not having sex, like, just the idea, the psychological idea that I have this person for me, I had to let go of that. That's how I started healing, like having to be by myself and everything. So that was number one. And then the second thing that really helped me heal was journaling, like putting down my feelings and how I felt. Like, I did say earlier on in the video that I was really hurt by the whole thing, right? but I never really put it into words. Like I ended up suppressing my emotions because my body wanted the physical satisfaction of sex, right? So I never really expressed how I feel. So journaling, I got to realize how hurt and pained I was with the whole thing. And then also just praying. God told me so many things in prayer. Like I learned so many things about myself, about the pain that I carried, the hurt, and I didn't even know that I was bitter about the whole thing. Like I always thought I was okay, like it wasn't a big deal. But coming to Christ and realizing what sex was and how much it meant, it became so painful for me to think that's how I lost my virginity, you know, and stuff. So that's really how everything happened, and those are like the three main ways that I got to heal. And I think really I still do believe that I'm still healing, and healing is a process. Like I don't think you're ever done healing. Stuff always pops up and everything, but with time it just gets better, because I don't know, that's how God works. It's painful, but it's worth it. Like the pain brings joy. That's how it works. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I had fun filming this, and I wanted to film it for the longest time, and I'm happy that I finally did. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If there's a video that you guys would like me to do, a story time or challenge or a tag, let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in my next. Bye.